Alright, welcome back. I really suck at this. However, I have 3 videos of notes to do. I'm not doing them all at one time. You'd be here for several hours. Also, I added things to my background. We discussed some of them last time. But I found, when I was little, I took all of the books out of the DVD cases, like all of the chapter 1, whatever the chapter, that section of the movie is called. I took all those out of the movie cases, and we found them recently. So there's a Crayola ad for forest fires, and how most forests aren't colored black because if they're black they're charred and dead because they caught on fire. That seemed important, so I hung that up. I also found Disney Magic Movie Rewards and Disney Movie Rewards. So this is the actual ticket. It expired in 2001. You can't use it. I'm so sorry. That one's also expired, but I thought that was really cool. So I hung those up to get something on that side. It's still really blank over there, but I'm gonna trace. I have some more things to put up. I have to do them, but I've been busy. Okay, so I recently played Last of Us Part 2 for the very first time this month. I was playing it so that my dad would know what was happening in the show before release, so I had to wait until he was home from work and stuff, so it took way longer than expected. It took me, let me check, because I have the PlayStation app on my phone. 1 second. I'm going to check so I can tell you exactly how long it took me to play. 1 second. 28 hours. 28 hours. So that's cool. I have 15 trophies, it would appear. I am 39% done with the actual game part, and I have not done Grounded, obviously. And I took notes. So many notes on just the game, and then I took notes on episode 1 and episode 2. So I have many videos to do. But, however, I watched my mom play this in 2020 when it came out. I watched my mom play it in 2020. And in middle school, so I was a freshman in high school in 2020. My second half of my freshman year was in 2020. I started in 2019. It was the 2019-2020 school year. I was a freshman. And in middle school, I watched my mom play the first one. And then every weekend after she finished, I was like, hey, you should play Last of Us again so I could watch. You should play Last of Us again so I could watch. And then she wouldn't, and then I kind of gave up and forgot about it. And then I was like, hey, I'm legally an adult now. I can just play Last of Us. So I've played it 14 times in 2024. And so far, 4 times in 2025. I'm trying to find a day to schedule me playing it for the 5th time, because I'm trying to play it once a month now. I played it twice in February, but I'm trying to play it once a month now because I love it so much. Oh my god. Sometimes the subtitles are wrong, which makes me mad, but I really love the first game. Have loved the first game since middle school. Just wasn't able to play it. I don't know what year I would have been in middle school. I genuinely don't know. It doesn't even... We got it from GameStop, used. We got both of them from GameStop used. And it doesn't tell me, the day of, acquirement, which is unfortunate. But... Oh, wait, maybe... 2015? 2015, I graduated elementary school. Are those dates? Maybe it was 2021. Because it's pre-owned, so possibly this was 2021 that I watched her play the second one. This one, I think, says 2015. Possibly. The format on the sticker is a little different, and I don't want to flip them around to show you. Anyway, I watched my mom play it. I watched my mom play this one. And then I played Last of Us, the first one. 18 times so far and didn't have the balls to start the second one, but then I watched Total Thug Gaming and Cassandra Cardana, the voice actor for not the voice actor, sorry, the face model for Dina. I watched them play, and then Or versus World, awesome, aggressive gameplay, whatever, very good. I've been watching a lot, and then I was like, fine, I have to do it before the show comes out, just as a refresher. Even though the videos I've watched them all so many times, so like didn't really need a refresher. Kind of did though, so I took notes. I am very serious about Last of Us. I love Last of Us so much. Oh my god. And so I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna. Obviously, this is not gonna be a spoiler-free video. So if you are going to play the game or have plans to play the game and you don't have anything spoiled about the game, then I suggest you don't watch this video right now. Play the game first and then come back to me, and then we can discuss in the comments. Same goes for the videos I'm going to do about each episode of season 2. Don't watch them unless you've seen the episode. Sorry, I took a shower and now I have like eye boogers and I can feel them and it bad. So don't watch the videos if you have plans to watch the episodes and are trying to avoid spoilers, because they're gonna have spoilers. This is gonna have spoilers. This is gonna have game spoilers. I will try not to put any show spoilers, but like the show is based on the game, so like if you want to enjoy the show first or want to enjoy the game, don't watch this, okay? Come back to me later. We can talk about it later. I will always be down to talk about Last of Us forever, okay? Are you ready? I'm not ready. My first note. I like how the last time Ellie was without Joel, it was also winter. Because in the first game, also first game spoilers, obviously. The first game, when Joel gets impaled, it's the winter section. The Lakeside Resort is the winter section of the first game. And Ellie is like alone and trying to deal with things by herself. Ellie becomes alone again. I mean, sure, she has friends, but she loses Joel again in the winter in the second game. And I really like that that's a parallel, you know? Like, that seemed really cool to me. Sad, depressing, horrible, but very, very nice. I'd also like to note that Joel was 63 and Eugene was 73. Eugene died of natural causes at 73. Joel didn't, but at least he was up there in years. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. He could have died and Sarah could have lived, and that would have been a whole different story and really fucked up. Right? I mean, I'm sure Tommy would have taken her in, but what if Tommy didn't make it? And then she'd be an orphan in the apocalypse, and she would have got a whole thing. I have, hold on, my nose is, hold on. The inside of my nose is very sensitive, and if something touches the inside of my nose the wrong way, it's really bad. Okay. Not gonna sneeze. Might sneeze. Okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. So Joel and Eugene were pretty close in age. If you don't know, Eugene is the guy who taught Dina about electronics and also is the weed grower in the library. He had a family who he abandoned for the Fireflies, I'm pretty sure is the deal, and then ends up in Jackson. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So that's who Eugene is, and Dina loved him, and he died of old age. There's like a conversation about him dying of old age. So like Joel could have died of old age. He didn't, but he could have. And really, it's a miracle Joel survived that long. That was my boyfriend's take. I told him Joel died, and he's like, it's a miracle he survived that long. And I'm like, yes, however, we're attached emotionally, so don't say that to anybody ever. My next note is that Abby was right to kill Joel. Listen. Joel isn't necessarily a good person. He did, in my eyes, the right thing. Logically, to me, that made complete sense. Abby also did the right thing by avenging her father. Neither of them are wrong. It's unfortunate, but neither of them are wrong. As much as we love Joel, he did murder everybody in that hospital. Somebody was gonna come after him. Somebody was gonna, and she did, and she did the big bad thing. And he deserved it. It should have been quicker and more painless. They shouldn't have tortured him. Because you didn't kill Jerry that aggressively, you know? I mean, you can shank him in the neck, you can shoot him, or you can light him on fire. But canonically, in the game, you're supposed to shank him with his scalpel. Or you can shoot him in the head. Either way. In the TV show, it shot him in the head. Just so you know. But I don't think Abby was wrong to do what she did. I'm not happy that it happened. I am firmly on Joel's... I love Joel. I didn't want him to die. I cried so hard the first time I watched my mom play the game. I was just a wreck. An emotional wreck. I didn't want Joel to die. But I understand why he had to die and that Abby wasn't wrong. Ellie was also right to try to avenge Joel. It's a vicious cycle, but Joel saved Ellie, killed Abby's dad. Abby avenges her dad by killing Joel. Ellie feels the need to avenge Joel by killing Abby because Ellie doesn't know why Abby killed Joel. When she sets out to kill Abby, she does not know why Abby killed Joel. She does learn, but she did not know. And therefore, she was right to try to avenge her dad. The vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. But nobody was really wrong. Nobody was wrong. I mean, I get that Abby was like, we're gonna leave him alive, it's fine. A mistake on her end. However, even showing mercy, like, Joel helped you, and then you killed him anyway. You know? Scales even. Abby and Joel have a lot of similarities. So, like, Abby, Path of Revenge, much like Joel after Sarah died. Path of Revenge, One Track Mind, just avenging or surviving would be like the thing. She has some friends, doesn't really move place to place because the group fell apart. Finds a kid, adopts him, becomes the only figure in that person's life. Everybody else that they know is dead. You know? A lot of similarities between Abby and Joel. And Manny is to Abby what Jesse is to Ellie. It's also good to note that they both die in the same way. Tommy shoots Manny, explodes all over Abby's face. And then Abby shoots Jesse right next to Ellie. She just happens to get him first. Just a friend, a guy friend who's very supportive and like brotherly kind of. Even though I kind of might feel like Manny might have had a thing for Abby, but like who's to say really? He's dead. We can't ask him. And when Dina in the game says "you go, I go," it's because the last time that her and Ellie separated, Joel was killed and Ellie was beaten to shit. So obviously Dina's like, no, I'm not leaving you alone again. Because bad things happened the last time and I'd rather be there to help you. She's guilty, you know? She feels guilty. And when you walk into Joel's house after you're at the gravestone and you go to his house to like pick up a couple things, and the couple things is like the gun. The picture of Ellie and the picture of Sarah that Tommy brought Joel are the first things that Joel sees when he walks into his room. Because you open the door and there's like a dresser underneath some windows, and you walk in. There's Sarah and Ellie both on that little stand right next to each other. It's really cute. Super sad, but really cute. He has Texas-shaped art on his wall because that's what Tess called him, and that's where he's from. I want to believe it's because it's what Tess called him. I really want to believe that because that's so sad, and he has the shape of Texas on his wall because that's just, I know that they, like, that's like a term of endearment kind of for them. And why would you want like where you're from on your wall? I mean, I guess it could be just a reminder of days gone by, but I would rather it be a reminder of Tess, and therefore that is the assumption I am operating under. It is for Tess. Okay, great. Joel whittles wood, and he was working on a bucking cowboy like little statue when he died. It's so sad. I'm assuming he also made the guitars. I'm pretty sure he also made the guitars. But Joel whittles wood and was working on a bucking cowboy. He also has like lots of horse cowboy, very very Yellowstone-y vibes up in his house. I guess that makes sense based on where he's from, but you know. By the end of the game, Ellie has absolutely nobody left. Neither does Abby besides Lev, and they're both going to end up at Catalina Island with the Fireflies. I think that's what's going to happen. Because Abby and Lev are going to Catalina Island to meet up with the Fireflies. Okay? Ellie followed Abby to try to kill her, right? Ellie would have decided to die in that Firefly hospital. Ellie is going to find out about the Fireflies, and she's going to go to Catalina Island to sacrifice herself. That's what, if they make Game 3, I think that's the plot of Game 3. I think Ellie is going to die. She's going to be the first playable character, and she's going to die. And that's going to wrap up the whole series. Ellie is going to die. I feel it in my bones. If she doesn't, kind of feels like she should. Kind of feels like that was kind of the whole point the whole time. You know? Because at this point, what does she have to live for? Not anything that I know of. But I think she's going to end up at Catalina Island, and she's going to see Abby there, and Abby, they might try to kill each other again, but maybe not, because Ellie gave up on trying to kill Abby, so, like, maybe she's just going to be like, fucking do it, just take my brain out, you know? I think that's what's going to happen in Game 3, if they make Game 3, because they're like, we're not going to make Game 3. They fucking better make Game 3. They fucking better make Game 3, because I feel like the end of Game 2 is just so open, which is great. However, it's not. So I think that I would love to hear other people's thoughts about that, because I really genuinely think that's what's gonna happen. Poor Maria, it's good that she knows Ellie well enough to know that she'll leave anyway. So she's like, he told me to lock you up, but you're gonna find a way out anyway, so you might as well go out sanctioned and safe. She's like the cool aunt, you know? Tommy, my cause is my family now, from the first game. That's a quote that he says. Tommy, my cause is my family now, Miller, leaving his wife and whole town behind to get revenge for his no longer estranged and recently brutally murdered biological brother, because he's family too. But Joel is gone, and Tommy didn't let Tommy leave Maria in the first place. I understand why Tommy left, and that he was trying to protect the rest of his family, Ellie, from becoming like post-Sarah Joel. Basically, it's nice that Tommy and Joel got close enough again that they're back to being family too, and back to being the family to fight for and not to fight with. However, in the first game, when Ellie runs away because she's like, no, I don't want Tommy to take me, which is totally fair. And then Joel thinks about it. He's like, no, I'm not making Tommy leave his wife. I don't have anything to live for, but Tommy still has his wife. So he didn't let Tommy leave his wife then. He wouldn't have wanted Tommy to leave his wife now, especially if he's dead. You know? Joel would have gone if they had been murdered. Absolutely, Ellie was correct in that. But Joel would not have let Tommy or Ellie go, is the thing. But I think it's really nice that Joel and Tommy got close enough that Tommy felt the need to chase after him, you know? Like, after avenge him as well. But I don't think that's what Joel would have wanted. Tommy, my cause is my family now. I get it, but also, you left half your family behind. You know? The flashback to the museum with Ellie and Joel is very similar to the aquarium with Abby and Lev. Did I say with Abby and Joel? I meant with Ellie and Joel. If that's not what I said, I can't remember. Flashback to the museum with Ellie and Joel is similar to the aquarium with Abby and Lev. Because it's like, ooh, sharks and things that I like. Parent figure taking their kid on a little trip. It's very similar. Very similar. I like it. Very similar. In the flashback with Ellie and Joel at the music store, or like on the way there, they talk about Savage Starlight and how he likes the plot twist where they get away in the end, and how the main character is savage and really fucked them up beforehand. Sounds a lot like what Ellie does to Abby and Lev. Sounds a lot like what Ellie does to Abby and Lev. So this is like Tommy Sniper section after you get back to Joel. Before the bloater, I think. They're talking about the comic books that she reads and how he read some of them, and they were like talking about like they were like bonding over that. And how the main character is savage and really fucked up the people before letting them go. That's what Ellie did to Abby before at the end of the game. Like that was sneaky, but I noticed. And then Ellie says, "I'll go back, but we're done." And I said, "Honey, he's just happy you're alive, even if you're not talking to him. He would do it all over again just to make sure you were alive. That was the important part." And then I said, "Alice, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to kill the dogs. I didn't want to kill the dogs at all. I actively avoided killing the dogs, and then that made my dad mad because they just kill the fucking dogs. They're just video games. It's fine. I didn't want to kill the dogs. I did not kill the dogs until Alice, because you don't have a choice but to kill Alice, and I was very upset." And then Dina doesn't ever get to tell Jesse he's a dad. Jesse doesn't ever see his parents again. Jesse knows that Dina is pregnant when he dies, but Dina doesn't get the chance to tell him. That's fucked up. Ellie and Abby parallels go crazy. Also, they both turn into different versions of Joel at the end. Abby being the version of Joel that Ellie knows at the end of the first game, and Ellie being post-Sarah Joel. The Joel that Tommy was scared of. You know? I think that's good to know. Like, the parallels between those three characters are they're just a revolving door. Just goes around and around. But Abby being the Joel that Ellie is close to, and Ellie is the Joel that she never knew. Yeah. Ow. That sucks. And then I put where Ellie and Joel looking at the giraffes at the same time that Abby and Jerry were looking at the zebra, which most likely escaped from the same zoo. Also, what did the zebra breed with? Because we just recently learned in real life that zebras sometimes breed with donkeys. They're called zonkies. They're really cute. Sorry, that was totally a tangent. I watched a TFIL video where they were in Angola, I believe, and there was donkeys. And they were like, "What? Why is that? It's donkeys and zebras breed." Interesting stuff. It's just nature. But I think that Ellie and Joel were looking at the giraffes the same time that, or at least the same time that Jerry was going after the zebra and Abby was trying to follow him. Because then Owen runs in saying, "We found the girl. She's there." And it's not very far after the giraffes that they're at the hospital. you know, and then Joel's unconscious, and then Ellie's unconscious. Very close in time that they're both observing escaped zoo animals. And then I said, fuck Jerry. Fuck Jerry. I maintain that sentiment. He never answered Marlene, would you be able to do it if it was your own daughter? Didn't answer, because the answer would have been no. Both Ellie and Abby would have wanted the surgery done, but not how it panned out. Both Ellie and Abby would have wanted to have the surgery done, but that's not how it panned out. Maybe that's what it's supposed to say. Because, like, Ellie, and one of the cutscenes is like, I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have meant something. And then Joel's like, I would have done it again. And Abby told her dad, hey, if it were me, I'd want you to do it. Fucked up. I mean, I get it. You want to be, like, the hero. But, however, bad. She didn't consent to it before she was unconscious. Like, they were just gonna kill her. Like, that's wrong, and Joel was right. But if they had woken her the fuck up first, then she would have agreed to the surgery, and maybe Joel wouldn't have killed all those people. But since the Fireflies are just real dead set on making a cure that they wouldn't be able to distribute or fix the infection, you could still get ripped apart by a zombie. Even if you get bit and survive, you're gonna get ripped apart. And there are a lot of people in the apocalypse that make it 20 years in the apocalypse that don't deserve to be alive anymore. Like, they're bad people. So, like, it doesn't seem worth it at that point. 20 years too late. 20 years too late. As Ellie is begging and Abby is murdering Joel, you can see the remorse immediately, because she was once that girl crying on the ground, and the revenge didn't make her feel any better. I'm pretty sure this is when you switch to the Abby perspective. Maybe, possibly, maybe not. I could just be way, way backwards in my notes. But when she found Jerry's body, she, like, crumpled to the floor, and Owen was, like, consoling her. I mean, Jerry's head was gone. And then when Ellie is begging for them not to do it, she's like, fuck, man, I used to be her. And then she's like, but I made it this far, so I have to finish it, but we're gonna let them live because I was once that kid. You know? You could see that, like, little switch. But, ow. That sucks for both of them. I mean, at least Abby didn't have to witness her dad getting killed. However, both their dads did die. Pretty bad, brutal. Jerry was just a shot of it. It wasn't that bad. But living without a dad, I mean, I get it. That's awful. Especially seeing the corpse. So, you can see that shift from, I think it's from Abby's perspective, because you get the up close to her face. But when it's Ellie's perspective, you're down on the ground watching from behind. But when you're Abby and you're facing Abby while she does it, you could see it. And then I put Mel was for killing Ellie. Damn. I didn't think Mel was that type. You know, Mel seems very squeamish about killing people that don't need to die. And she was gonna kill Ellie. Okay. Abby was the one who spared Ellie and Tommy. The whole thing is really fucked up. Again, I think she spared them because she was the kid on the floor crying, and she did what she needed to do. She killed the one who killed her dad. But, not good. The whole thing, very fucked up, very complicated. This next one, not necessarily gameplay related, but I said, I like the moths on the loading screen. It's a nice touch, because there's, like, a light in... It's not going to be this corner. It's in this corner of the screen, because I'm watching me and it's backwards. But on the right side of the screen, when you're looking at it, there's, like, a light on the loading screen, and there's little moths flying to the light, and that's, like, fireflies, you know? Like, moths is, like, Ellie's thing that she got to cover up her chemical burn that she gave herself to cover her bite mark. So she's, like, the moth thing. There are moths looking for the light. I like that touch. It's a good touch. I enjoyed it. I like that they kept the fact that the outbreak happened in September and the Halloween stores across the country were already open in preparation for October, and the displays were out. Like in the hardware store with Abby, Mel, Manny, and Alice, it's a nice continuity from the first game with the Halloween shop with Riley and Ellie. I love it when they stay consistent. I love it. I love it so much. All the calendars are set to September. Good. I feel like some people, they should be set like a couple months back because I'm so bad at using calendars. However, I like the continuity. Wow, I can't pronounce words. But there's like Halloween stuff in the hardware store with in the Abby section, and in the first game, the Halloween store in the mall with Riley and Ellie. I really like that. Also, Halloween is my holiday, and that is my shit. So, really liked that. I said Isaac is not wrong about the Owen thing. Like, he's like, I'm not sending out a search party for one guy who allegedly killed one of our guys, but if he comes back, we'll give him benefit of the doubt. That's fair. That made sense. Isaac wasn't wrong there. He's been wrong about almost everything else. And he's a bad person, but he was not wrong about that. Abby and Owen, when they were young, were really cute. When they like jumped off the Ferris wheel, they were really cute in that original aquarium scene. So cute. They were really cute. That made me happy. And then I love fish zoos. My issue is I can't tell. I think zoos, unless they're like rehab zoos, are like inhumane and that we shouldn't keep animals in cages and stuff. And I feel the same way about fish zoos. So like, how am I supposed to know if the animals are treated well enough to go spend my money to support the organization? It's a whole thing. I really like fish zoos, but I haven't been to one in like fucking years. Probably elementary school, maybe middle school, but probably elementary school. Abby's body. Okay, we're in the aquarium after finding. No, not after finding. No, that's wrong. Oh, in the 4 months earlier flashback, okay, where it's like before Abby kills Joel. The 4 months before that, it's like Christmas time. Okay. Abby's body covers Mel's stocking in that cutscene with the like it's the one with the archery game with the little pink bow. After her and Owen stop talking, so Abby's body covers Mel's stocking in that scene after her and Owen stop talking. Is this indicative of Owen choosing Abby over Mel that early on? Because yes, Owen let her set up all the Christmas stuff because she's really into Christmas. But Abby covering Mel's stocking means that Abby's replacing Mel in Owen's feelings. And that is held true at the end of the game. Subtle foreshadowing. I really like noticing shit like that. I took so many notes, dude. We are maybe halfway, and it's been 33 minutes. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Yes, I think that's indicative of Owen choosing Abby that early on, you know? I feel like that's a good detail that I'm sure maybe people don't necessarily know about, so you should go check that out. Just like Owen, Abby will put herself at risk to save the innocent Scar. He didn't kill the old guy, and she helped the kids, just like how Joel saved Ellie. Okay, I think Owen is a serial cheater. And like that bad person. Cheaters are bad people. Unless it's like abusive relationship type situation, then by all means, get the fuck out of there. Any means necessary, get the fuck out of there. But Owen couldn't kill the old guy begging for death because he's like, I'm old, I'm not gonna fight you. Owen couldn't kill the guy, and that's why his other guy got killed. Abby saved Yara and Lev. Joel saved Ellie. everybody's just trying to survive. Everybody's just trying to survive. And I feel like if Owen wasn't a cheater and like didn't get Mel pregnant and Owen and Abby were like together, their values were like roughly the same, you know? And I feel like if they had known that side of Joel, everything would have been fine. But obviously they didn't know that side of Joel. She just knew the side of Joel that killed her daddy. So fair, you know? The next note. Ooh, snot. My next note is, hey guys, gross, he's taken. Mel's pregnant, yuck, no morals either of you. Mostly him though, but like Abby, you're not off the hook either. He's playing with both of you. He's playing with both you and Mel. Cheating's fucked up. Owen shouldn't have cheated, but Abby shouldn't have not necessarily let him, but shouldn't have gone like along with it, you know? When I get heat in the moment. However, his girlfriend is pregnant and they are still together. Bad. Bad. Abby jumping off the Ferris wheel is reminiscent of Ellie jumping off the dinosaur. Again, aquarium. Flashback with Joel in the museum. They both went on elementary school field trips, you know? Very popular elementary school field trip places. But I think it's cool that like the parallels are so well done. Like I didn't notice that the first time I watched my mom play it. But them both jumping is so similar. Good stuff. Abby telling Lev that she's giving Yara a chance is a lot like what Joel did for Ellie in that hospital. Giving her a chance to fucking live. I don't have much more. Like, it's just. They're both right. And they both do the same things, just in different fonts, you know? I was like, hey, I got the Rhode Island quarter. That's nice. I wonder how many quarters we're supposed to pick up. Because I know I got the Kansas one. And some other ones. I don't know how many there are. That's my next playthrough. I use the cheat sheet and, like, go through the game. And then I make my own cheat sheet that's more comprehensible to me. Should I want to do it again. I said I am not ready for the Rat King. And then Abby smiled in a way that said she would save Yara over and over again, even if it meant putting herself at risk when the surgery went well. So after Mel chops off Yara's arm, the way that Abby smiled, she would have fought the Rat King over and over and put herself in danger to save Yara over and over again. Just like what Joel did. I'm so glad that we see her character growth, but it's so unfortunate it didn't happen before she had to kill Joel. And the next one is, Owen is a bad person that happens to be sometimes endearing. I mean, him and Abby were real sweet. However, he is a cheater, and that's bad. I think Mel was appreciative of Abby telling Owen to figure his shit out. She's like, yes, we are on opposite sides, but that was a girlhood moment. And I thank you. I like to think that Mel was like, yeah. Because, like, Mel's like, you're a piece of shit, Abby. Correct. But your man is a piece of shit, too. And I think that was Mel's moment of, maybe it's not necessarily me versus her, but us versus him, you know? I don't know. I like how it's a constant that Abby's arm hurts. And I like how they, like, kept that animation. Because she goes like this so often in the game. Just throughout when you're just walking slow. Like, in those moments where you can't really run. Like, the game won't let you run. And she's just like, my shoulder. I can't remember which one it is. I love that constant, just that little, like, quirk, like, oh, she's got arm issues. And I'm pretty sure it's mentioned somewhere in the game, but I'm not entirely sure why she has arm issues. But I like that it's, like, consistent. Like, it's something that she doesn't just do once. It's, like, the entire game. so good. I think Manny is in love with Abby, and that it's unrequited love. Because, like, yes, he brings hot girls back to their shared apartment and, like, kicks Abby out for the night. Which could give more brother, you know? Like, go fuck out, you know? I need the room. You need to leave. It could be a brotherly relationship, or it could be that Manny is just, like, real into Abby and just is like, ooh, I'm so desired by all these other bitches. I can't have you, but I can have everybody else. Yeah. So that's a possibility. Not sure, but I get kind of like he's into her vibes, you know? And then I said, poor Manny. He was like, I think he might be into her. And then he's dead. So sorry, Manny. I said Tommy tried to kill Abby again, and she didn't care. She just wanted to get to Lev before it was too late. She wasn't going to go get more revenge on Ellie. Maybe she would if she didn't want to go to Santa Barbara with the kids so bad. So this is after she drops Tommy into the water, and then Lev is there, like, helping. Or no, Yara is there helping her get to Lev, who's on the island. Right. Sorry. My bad. She obviously recognized Tommy. And Yara was like, who is that? And Tommy was like, Abby was like, fuck. And then they went and got Lev anyway. Abby was not going to go get more revenge on Ellie for Tommy coming after her. She thought she killed Tommy. She was not going to go get more revenge on Ellie. She would have just lived her life and left Ellie alone. Because she wanted to go to Santa Barbara with her kids. She just wanted to go to Santa Barbara with her kids and go hook up with the Fireflies because that's where she belongs. She was not going to go hurt Ellie at that moment in time. You can see it. She's like, not worth it. Not going. This is more important. I need to go get my kid. If Ellie didn't go after Abby again, everything would have been fine. So Abby can't be mad at Ellie and Joel and Tommy for killing her friends when she literally did the same thing to save Lev in that forest in the Seraphite Island, you know, Haven. They weren't in Haven yet, but they were like on the outskirts of Haven. She can't be mad at Ellie and all them for killing her friends when she shot her friends, or at least her leaders, or, you know, the people in those woods that knew her. She killed them. No anything to get Lev out of there. Can't be mad. I mean, I get that she didn't kill the Salt Lake crew. However, still. Lev and Abby are found family because everybody they loved all died on the same day. Manny, dead. Lev's mom, dead. Yara, dead. Alice, dead. Mel, dead. Owen, dead. All on the same day. All on the same day. Ellie killed 3 of them. Tommy killed 1 of them. Lev killed 1 of them. And Isaac and Co killed 1 of them. But they all died on the same day. So, like, they really got nobody left. They are all alone in this world. They only have each other, which is just like Ellie and Joel. If Lev hadn't run away, Abby probably would have still been at the aquarium, and Mel and Owen would not have died. Maybe Alice too, but I'm not as sure because Ellie kind of drops on the ceiling and Alice is right there. But maybe if they were all home, Alice wouldn't have been alone in that hallway. They would have all been together. Wouldn't have been in that room, would have all been together. Maybe Abby would have died, maybe not. But they wouldn't have all died. Most of those people would have still been alive. Actually, all of those people would have still been alive if Lev just did not leave. Manny? Well, Manny might have died fighting Tommy anyway without Abby's help. But Abby wouldn't have been there to watch it, and she wouldn't have brain matter on her face. Yeah. The next question is, why would Tommy and Jesse let her leave that stupid fucking Seattle map on the floor? You take all evidence that you were there when you do crime. Take all of it. Nothing left behind. No trace of you being there. I fear that's any crime show episode of TV ever. You learn that so fast. It's wild that Ellie thinks the only reason Abby came back after her was for Joel's actions and not her own. Because when... I'm pretty sure that's after Jesse gets shot. I think. That's when Jesse gets shot. And she's like, I'm the one you want. Joel killed everybody in the hospital because of me. I'm the one you want. Just, you want me. Instead of acknowledging that she killed all of her friends and that is why she came back after her. She killed the dude that she was in love with that she couldn't have. So, like, it's no longer because Joel killed everybody in the hospital. It's because Ellie killed everybody else trying to get to Abby. Because Abby only killed Joel. In order to make it even, Ellie should have only hunted Abby. Instead, killed all of her friends. Abby did not do that. But Ellie doing it is very Joel post Sarah's death vibes of her, you know? But it's crazy that she just is not even clicking that that's the accountability she needs to have. And then when Abby starts going in on Dina, Ellie now knows how Owen felt pleading on the ground while bleeding profusely. Because Mel was pregnant. Ellie didn't know that until after she was dead. And then Ellie was in Owen's position begging Abby not to kill Dina because she was pregnant. I don't even know what to say. And then Abby now knows why Joel changed for a kid. Went from big scary to, oh, I'm your dad now. She did the same thing for love. And then Ellie at the farm, a year later with JJ and Dina. She went from making faces in the museum mirror with Joel in the dinosaur place, going, ha, when you can control her face, to making faces with a baby in the farmhouse, which is really cute. Very different. Also, JJ's PJs have giraffes on them. And giraffes, as we know, is a sign of innocence in this game series. Dina's dead sister's name that she talks about when they are in downtown Seattle, when they're going like through the houses, checking the map, trying to look for like the gas. Dina's dead sister's name is Talia. And there's a picture of her in the farmhouse in the crafting room where Dina does her cross stitch. And Ellie paints and draws. It's like that little room. Oh, well, no. That's Dina's cross stitch room. Ellie's painting room is upstairs. But Dina does cross stitch. Ellie paints and draws. And they have little sheep. A sheep farm. That's what Joel wanted. That was really cute. The baby potato song is adorable. Absolutely fantastic. I adore. There's magnets on the floor by the fridge because JJ was playing with them, and that's really cute. They're like, there's just like a couple of letters on the floor. It's so adorable. Because that means that while they're in the kitchen cooking or whatever, JJ is sitting on the floor playing with the magnets on the fridge. Oh, it's so cute. Next note. Dina, I love you and you deserve so much better. Also, you're a badass and an icon. Dina really did deserve so much better. She's been through so much with Ellie. And then Ellie just leaves, you know? Like, that's so fucked up. Like, you are finally healing. I mean, I get that Ellie was having a harder time healing because she, like, saw Joel get beaten to death. But my God. Just, you know? She deserved better. I love Dina. Also, the way that Dina and Ellie flirt, top tier. Oh, it's so good. The banter is just good. Um. Oh, wait. Hold on, wait. That's literally 2 bullet points down. 1 second. Tommy guilted Ellie into doing the big bad thing and leaving Dina and JJ. She would not have left if Tommy did not bring it up. This is all Tommy's fault. It's not, but also it is kind of. Ellie's involvement in the entire thing is all Tommy's fault. All Tommy's fault. Kind of. Like, the reason she goes out, she gets permission to go out, is to go get Tommy. In getting Tommy, she can actually go through with her plan to try to kill Abby. Kills all the other people. Goes home, spends a year with her wife. They're not married. But they're so cute. Spends a year trying to, like, heal, move on. Tommy comes back. Hey, I got a tip. Gotta go back after her because I can't do it. A lot like when Joel said, get one of your born again friends to do it. And then Tommy comes back with, they got families too, Joel. Ellie had a family. Ellie had a family. And Tommy was just like, I can't see. My wife half divorced me. And I can't see. I can't go. You gotta go. Ellie would have been happy if Tommy didn't come back. Maybe not happy. She would have been better off. And then I said, Dina, I love you. You're such a great flirt. The flirting game of Dina and Ellie is just... But it's mostly Dina. She's so good. And I said, Joel, you did a right thing pushing the asshole. So, like, in the flashback to the dance with, like, the string lights hanging from the ceiling, which is beautiful, by the way. The recreation, so good. Joel did the absolute right thing by going... I'm going to tell you, you're going to really enjoy that part in the TV show. Really going to enjoy it. Yes, so Joel was right to push the fucking asshole. And then when Ellie leaves to go get Abby again, she's wearing Joel's coat. She's wearing Joel's coat. That hurts so bad. And then Dina has a scar on her head, like right around here, from where Abby bashed it in on the floor a year ago. And like that's where it's healed. I saw somebody who said that they like how like the scars are like the continuity of the scars is the same, and how Joel has one right here from when him and Sarah got shot. He has a scar right here from that day. Like, not only is his watch broken, but he has a scar on his nose. Dina has one on her forehead. Dina reacts to Ellie leaving in that farmhouse a year later after Tommy comes by. In that scene, Dina reacts the same way to Ellie leaving as Ellie reacted to Riley leaving in the Firefly group. Like how she was, like, joined the Fireflies and was going to be stationed somewhere else. They react the same way. Dina reacts to Ellie leaving the same way that Ellie reacted to Riley leaving. It's crazy how the turntables, you know? I hope you understand that meme. Otherwise, that's gonna be embarrassing and I'm gonna sound stupid. I swear it's a meme. I know it's how the tables have turned. But there's a meme from a long time ago that says, oh, how the turntables, and it's really funny. It sucks that Dina had to unbuild her entire life because Ellie left. Like, she had made the house a home. It was nice and warm and cozy, except when the wind was blowing through the windows. So nice and cozy and sweet. And then she just unbuilt her entire life. That's crazy. I wonder if she went back to Jackson, but I'm thinking probably not. Maybe to get, like, supplies, and then I'm sure she fucked the way out of there, you know? I love the misdirection when Bacchus playing with Abby. You don't know that yet. It's like right after Ellie said, like, I'm leaving, and then there's Converse, and then there's dirty jeans, and then you pan up, and it's not Ellie. It's in fact Lev I love that misdirection. That is so good. Lev is wearing the same outfit and shoes that Ellie was wearing. Maybe not the same, but like the same vibe that Ellie wears in game 1. And continues to wear in game 2. I'm sure people thought that was Ellie so hard. I knew it was Lev because obviously I knew it was Lev. So hard. That's so good. It's so good. A sassy, you're about to get 2 more from Abby about the fireflies, like when she's like on the microphone, like the radio, and she's like, you're about to get 2 more. She said it so sassy and so excited. It hurts. And then I know I'm wrong about this next thing that I'm about to say, because I realized what it was at the end of the game. My bad. So, you know the promo pictures for the game? You know how PlayStation has like a couple of backgrounds, like moving backgrounds, that are like with the game? You know how one of them is the boat on the island in front of a big round building? Yeah. Not me not realizing what that was at first, and then this is gonna be that theory that I originally thought it was. Because then I then go to say, I'm fucking wrong about that. But initially, I said, also, I think the building in some of the promo pictures is in fact where the fireflies are stationed because it's the only thing that kind of fits the description. And it doesn't fit any of the locations that we visited in the game, but it makes a perfect setup for the second game. Nope, that is just the Rattler home base. But I thought that would have been so cool if that was a Firefly base on Catalina Island. That would have been sick. I really wanted that to be true because like it's a single boat. Abby and Lev stole a single boat to go to Catalina Island. I genuinely really thought that that's what it was. It's not, I don't think. But that would have been so sick if it was. What a lead up. Also, Abby writes notes to Owen in the sailboat. Which I said, that's sweet. But also, you're pining after a dead first love who was with somebody else. Kind of fucked up, but I get you're coping. However, it was really sweet. I don't know how to feel, but it was sweet. But also, ew. Abby tried to help Ellie escape the Rattlers. Okay? She thought she had also been taken. And was like, there's boats. My escape plan. There are boats over here. Come with me. You will make it out. You'll be okay. They could have gone their separate ways and been remotely happy, you know? Because Ellie was putting her stuff in the bag in the boat, and then she had that flashback, and then she tried to finish the job, and then didn't finish the job. Good but bad, you know? The record under the crooked still in the epilogue. Okay, so this is after Ellie and Abby fight. And Ellie is missing 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers. I think it's 2 fingers. She's missing fingers. Abby and Lev went wherever they went, presumably somewhere with supplies, and then to go to Catalina Island. And then Ellie goes back to the farmhouse, and it's empty as fuck. And then in Ellie's painting room is all of Ellie's stuff. Like, Dina put it all in there. The record Under the Crooked Still, which was, like, their band that they listened to because I only listened to it because I thought you were cute. So sweet. So adorable. Ow, my ankle. The one underneath that one said Heartbreaker. That was Dina's note, I guess, because she didn't leave a note. But, like, that's pretty indicative of the whole thing. So pretty much the way I perceived it was, it's their record, their thing, and then underneath it, you take away that, and it's Ellie's fault. It's so good. And I said, it's a harsh but well-deserved goodbye. Because, like, Dina deserves so much better. Ellie is severely traumatized, but there is only so much that other people can put up with. Especially when you're you're sacrificing the good things to go back for the bad things. Like, I really liked that. Cricket Stills, heartbreaker. Ugh, so good. I'm also still sad that she can't play guitar anymore. I understand the symbolism between that and the lyrics of Future Days, and how since losing Joel, she'll never be the same mentally or physically ever again. However, that does make me sad. I'm also very upset with her for not putting the guitar back in the case, because Joel made that for her. Makes me very sad. Makes me very sad. Yes. Not a fan. Not a fan. I mean, I get it, but not a fan. And I think Ellie goes to Catalina Island, which is where Abby and Lev are going in Game 3 to sacrifice herself and make the cure. Because this time it was her choice and she has nothing else to live for. Also, her and Joel singing Wayfaring Stranger at the end of the game makes it seem like she's definitely not surviving Game 3. She'll for sure be playable character number 1, because the first playable character in every game dies so far. It's like the theme. Fans would absolutely riot if Ellie was the first playable character, though, so I do still think she's gonna die, but maybe not playable character number 1 to keep, like, the fans, like, to get to that part of the game, you know? But them singing Wayfaring Stranger and the lyrics of that song at the end of the second game, I do not think she survives the third game. Her insides didn't survive the second game. So what's killing her body gonna do? Maybe put her out of her misery? Make her seem like, well, maybe this is how it was supposed to be. And then my final note is also the building in the loading screen, I guess, could be the Rattler base, but that seems kind of lame. I think it should be the base at Catalina Island instead. I want to believe that Abby and Lev made it. And that is the end of my pages and pages of notes. I love noticing little things and, like, picking up on little things. My favorite part of the first game is the ish letters and, like, the sewer system people, because it's so traumatizing and so painful. And there's a door at the end of the first game, which is a shiv door, and there's, like, a body in the sunlight. I might have told the story before, but there's a body in the sunlight with flowers growing around it, and a person chained to a pipe with arrows in their chest. That is my favorite room in the entire game. Favorite room. Entire game. It's so good. I love the subtle storytelling. And some of the shit, not subtle. But some of it is subtle, and it's so good, man. It's so good. I really liked it. I didn't cry when Joel died this time because I was prepared for it. I have to get ready for work. I was prepared for it. Very sad, though. I think that's it. Please, for the love of fuck, nerd out with me in the comments. I would love to nerd out about Last of Us. Very fun. A good time. It's crazy, the difference. Like, hold on. It's tilted. I don't know. And then so far, season 2, I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. Very ow. Very, very ow. It's mostly the big thought. So yes, as of right now, there are only 2 episodes out. I have seen both of them. Those will be videos eventually. I have a, since you're my YouTube people, I have a Sims build on the gallery right now that I have not posted on my nerd Instagram yet. It is Bill's Armory. Very meticulous. Took so long to build. I'm so proud of it. It only has 10 downloads, which is so sad. But on Sims 4 gallery, Bill's Armory, I built it from scratch, and it was so cool. I had to make some adjustments to make it, like, kind of functional, but the game is just not conducive to doing complete accuracy, which is so annoying. But there are some things that, like, just wouldn't work. Anyway, I've talked to you for an hour and 5 minutes, and that's like a long time. And I do have other shit I need to do today. I do. And it's gonna take 8 years for this to upload, I'm sure. So next video is more than likely going to be Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1 thoughts. And then I'm sure the next one will probably be Episode 2, so on and so forth. I don't know. I still haven't done my grounded playthrough note videos. I'm not sure how to do those without them being live streams, and live streams on here don't get watched ever. So I need to figure out how to make them actual videos. But my last live stream I did for Last of Us got copyright strike, which is so annoying. I am just playing the game like everybody else before me. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not claiming to own the rights to it. I just own the disc. I just own the physical copy of the game, and I would like to play my physical copy of the game. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now. I got shit to do. I will talk to you when I talk to you, and hopefully those thoughts made sense. Okay,